So hello, and welcome to another Legends of Runeterra video. My name is Chris. Today we are talking about some new cards, and we have Formidable. We finally figured out what it happens to do, because it took a very long time for this to come out. But it is, I strike with my health instead of my power. And so let's take a look at the cards then. So these are some of the new cards. We can see we have Petricite Hound here, which is a 1 mana 0/2 Formidable. Obviously these cards do kind of hint at a certain champion potentially coming as well. So a 1 mana 0/2 with Formidable. So this is basically a 1 mana 2/2, but there are some interesting things about Formidable. Things like Troll Chant will of course increase both the health and power of a unit. So there is some like slightly different things with it, but this is basically most of the time a 1 mana 2/2. That's the way to think about it. Then Petricite Broadwing is a very interesting card. 2 mana 0/3 with Challenger and Formidable. And you might be like, a 2 mana 3/3 Challenger, isn't that just crazy good? And you might think that, but of course its health will go down, and so it will kind of get weaker as you challenge things, which is a really interesting card, I think. So yes, initially it will be a 2 mana 3/3, but then it will probably become like a 1/1 or a 2/2 challenger, which is still pretty good. And it will definitely be an interesting card. And then we have Durand Protege, which is a 3 mana 3/2, grant an ally 1 health and tough. Now this as a combo, these two, going Broadwing into Protege is insane. Because then you'll have a 2 mana 4/4 challenger with tough, which of course is really, really good. So this is like, if you can get this into this, that is a really, really strong combo, turn 2 into turn 3, especially if you're attacking then on turn 3 as well. That's going to be very, very strong for you. Be interesting to see, you know, what else comes out. Of course, we don't have all of the cards yet, so it'll be interesting to see if this can see more play. It has some other good uses with things like Fiora as well. Just challenges in general, obviously, this is pretty good with giving, you know, challenges and extra health and tough is pretty good in general, so that will be handy. And then if we move on to the other cards, we have Durand Sculpture, which is a 2 mana 2/2. When you summon another ally, grant it 1 health, which of course with the Formidable units basically is a grant +1/+1 overall. So think about it like that. This is quite an interesting card for a few decks. Could see some play maybe in like Poppy decks. It does only have 2 attack itself, so maybe it'll see play there. Obviously these cards do work with Poppy as well, because of course they have very low attack stats. So Poppy is still working with them in general, because obviously Poppy will still buff them in general. And this could as well fit into this Poppy deck and just buff your other cards. I could definitely see it fitting into that kind of deck, and obviously in this kind of, you know, Galio deck as well. Then we have Durand Architect, which is a 3 mana 1/4 support. Give my supported ally +2 and Formidable this round. So this is the way of giving, you know, non-formidable things formidable, which if you think about things like Braum, if you think about things like Battering Ram, you know, Battering Ram becomes a 6 mana 14/14 Overwhelm, which is going to be pretty crazy, potentially. And, you know, is one of my favorite cards in the game, a card that I have long loved. I kind of look forward to maybe, you know, killing someone with a massive Battering Ram. That'll be quite funny. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, overall, this is a card outside of those kind of neat combos. I don't really see too much play for it, because it's a 3 mana 1/4. And a 3 mana 1/4 that you have to attack with as well just feels a bit too, like, you know, it just feels like asking a bit too much against aggro decks and things like that. You think about playing like Spiders, and your turn 3 play is this, like a 3 mana 1/4, like yikes. You know, all those fearsomes are just going to attack over you. You're not, it's just not going to be great for you as a 3 mana card, not being able to trade with much. And so yeah, not ideal, I would say, but it could have some interesting combos. And then finally we come to Petricite Stag, which is a 4 mana 3/5 support. I take all damage for my supported ally this round. Now for me, this card probably fits best with things that like have something that says like attack, do a thing, so that you can attack multiple times with it. Like Legion Marauder, for instance, this is quite a good card for those kind of things, because obviously if you attack with the Legion Marauder and this takes all the damage for it, that means that your Legion Marauder will live and be healthy, and so you can attack with it again and still, you know, keep it nice and big and keep it growing and things like that. So anything that says like attack, do a thing, Petricite Stag I think will be pretty good for those cards in general. And that is where I see this card having the most potential. Other than that, it probably will die if you think about it, because I'm pretty sure it will also take the damage that it receives, of course, from combat, and what its ally is receiving as well. That seems like quite a lot to take in general. So I'm not too sure about this card. It is a 4 mana 3/5, which is a pretty good stat line, but overall I'm not too sure it has too many uses outside of that. So overall, pretty interesting keyword, pretty interesting cards. We'll see what Galio does. Of course, we'll see maybe he needs a certain amount of formidable cards to be played or something like that, in which case, obviously, then maybe we do need to see the Hound. But we'll see how it goes forward with the cards tomorrow. But I'm pretty excited. You know, this could be quite an interesting archetype in general. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. Have a really nice day.